Alright, it is time for day 8 of Borderlands 2.5. Now, we're OP10, we are fully spec'd, we got everything going on. I went ahead and farmed out a bunch of equipment for us to test here at OP10, and I've also gotten us to the most amount of health we can have. This is the Blue Blur. This thing provides a ton of health, too much health. I've tried other shields, nothing comes close to it. This is the Juggernaut. It provides plus 180% max health. Shield capacity thing, oh well. Also, it reduces movement speed, but this thing buffs movement speed, so we like kind of net zero it a little bit. And then we also have Healthy for an extra 30% max health here. 57 million health at OP10. Let me just hold my grog that gives me passive healing for holding it. Eh. Now, to be fair, I am dying, but if I just, I don't know, play the game a little bit here, like put out turrets, went ahead and just AFK'd, but like with turrets out, because we also get health regen for having them out as well. Hey presto, we're gaming, like, super hard. And yeah, I can still splash myself to death, this is not a surprise. But, you know, like, that's a pretty good amount of health to have here at OP10. It's real hard to shake a stick at that. No one's really going to complain about being that healthy. And then also, let's go ahead and cover some of the equipment that we've gotten for the character. So we do have the fission. I got a fire version of it this time. It's the one we used to fry, or tried to fry, binary. So that should feel pretty good for us. We have Garrus, which I got from farming binary. It seems to just be an insanely high fire rate Mollywan pistol. It doesn't help that these guys have armor health bars, but not really armored health bars. So it makes it kind of awkward to test stuff here, because I don't know if they actually are resisting it, or if they're not. Because they don't display a resist for fire, but also they display a resist for corrosive still. But they have an armored health bar, it looks like. It's weird. So let's go somewhere else real quick. Here's some good old normal men. Yeah, this, I mean, it just seems to be a high fire rate Mollywan pistol. It seems to also have drop off a little bit. But, like, not anything of note. Yeah, it's just kind of does pistol stuff. Not really much else to add to this boy right here. However, the Supernova, this thing, as you saw inside of Bloodshot, it does this. And we have ammo regen from having turrets out, including for rockets, so this thing is funny in a questionably overpowered way. Yeah, it's just a hyper beam but late game. Alright, and next we have Father Punishment, Absolvement for the Whole Soul. Fires as fast as you can pull the trigger, but not too fast, so it is an Unforgiven replacement. I mean, it fires decent enough. I guess I did have Metal Storm, but... So, it's piercing? And it also leaves behind explosive pellets on whatever it pierces. Or something? Or do I just have to shoot this at the floor? I might just have to shoot this at the floor. Can't really, like, tell with it, but yeah, it seems to just pierce, deal explosive, and then just leave pellets on the ground if you just shoot it at the floor. Which is neat enough, I guess, to be fair. Next we have White Snake. This thing does this. It's pellets. It's lots of them. but not if you're too close? Huh? Oh wait, that's the effect of it. Oh, okay, so it's like... It's the orc effect is replaced with that. Got it. Can I swap this over to different guns? Oh, we have the effect. Oh, it totally applies to other guns if you can get it to. Interesting. Okay, so if you had a different gun you wanted to put the effect on, for example, you could probably do that. Jeez. I don't know how much that's really adding to its DPS right now, considering how ridiculous this launcher already is, but it looks funny. That's for sure. Let's go ahead and check out Toto. Oh, it leaves behind little rain droplets. Okay. And it has like a decent fire rate on it. I know I have Metal Storm on right now, so keep that in mind. That's kind of nice. That's like really nice. Hold on, let me put on something else. The bright side. This is a shield that, when broken, increases max health, but reduces movement speed and gives you damage. Oh, it reduces movement speed a good amount. That's fair. And yeah, our health pool is drastically smaller with this thing on. I think I'm more enjoying the gun than the shield. Hold on, let me just get rid of the shield, honestly. I'll just keep using blue blur at pretty much all times. I think the only downside with running the shield is we probably don't have access to against the odds. Because, yeah, our shield physically isn't capable of being full. So we don't get that damage buff there. But I can move, and I'm tanky. So, like, oh well, is how I'm looking at that, you know? Okay, Flesh Ripper. Oh. Oh, it drops off pretty quick. Okay, so it doesn't keep the pellets forever, but it sure does a lot of them really fast. Maybe I try to use this against someone like Terra? I haven't ran at an OP10 raid boss yet, so I don't know how they feel. And then also, maybe I could stack it with this a little bit. Maybe I put on a different shield to not destroy all of our eyeballs a little bit. We'll put on the ribbon. Oh. Interesting. Also, I would like to note, I am a horrible late game player. As in, I enjoy the rushing process of getting a character up to max level and then getting a little bit of equipment for them. But when it comes to actually, like, dedicated farming at high-end, like, content, or, like, just continuing to play the game further on that character, I'm pretty bad at doing that. This damage seems pretty respectable. Oh, it gets faster as you hold it. Oh, okay. Interesting. Hold on, can I get a stack of this? Yes. Interesting. That seems pretty strong. That is pretty funny. Okay, so White Snake plus literally anything is fun. Oh, I have spawn multiplier on. Well, I guess we have two friends now, and I better figure out how DPS works. Wait a minute. Alright, we got one of our Terras down. So far, all I'm noticing is we are insanely tanky for raiding. Like, the mobs in normal mobbing, yeah, they kind of hurt a little bit, but, like, this is going pretty darn well, I will say. I have not felt in danger once. I have actively walked into hazards multiple times. I am thick. I have not even heard grit proc once yet, and we have grit to, you know, RNG rely on as well. It's pretty nice. I totally thought we would have been an RNG shield character later on, but nah, not with all this health. Okay. So, one accidental double Terra later, we're good. We're just good. That's like the only way I can really describe this. Wait, I could put more health on the character. Hold on. Okay, maybe a little bit more. The benefits of having the plus to healthy. Oh wait, we do still have the plus to healthy even with this on. So yeah, you can get a lot of health. You can be very, very tanky. And you can just grudge match raid bosses, it looks like. Let's try Vora before I go and say that, though. If anyone could kill us, it'd be him. Turret here. Turret here. Alright. Let the DPS commence. Okay. Okay, so Vora himself is weirdly not that much of a problem compared to the ads in his arena. These boys are mean. Okay. So you don't have to spend as much time, like, health gating, I guess, which is nice. But yeah, no, man is definitely still hurts. Definitely still have to care about your health bar at least. And then yeah, these boys are just beefy. They're definitely, yeah, just yeah. Get that shield out of here. Wow, we actually did almost sap the whole shield away from just doing that. That was pretty darn nice, actually. And yeah, now we have shield gone, and he is immediately enraged about that. Okay, interesting. Thank you, Grit. Thank you, Grit. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we're not invincible by any means. If you have a very angry Vora running after you, it will hurt. And it will hurt a lot. Who would have guessed? If you keep Chief alive, he seems to keep spawning ads too. I totally just killed him. But if you needed revives during this fight, apparently just keep him alive even after knocking the shield. And you're fine. And roughly speaking. Okay, yep, nope. Who'd have guessed? Boss at OP10 still hurts. Not as much though. You actually have a pretty good amount of leeway compared to vanilla where you just have to like heal or die. You can heal later or die. It's kind of nice. Also, here is a gun that I wish would work against raid bosses, but I think it's corrosive locked from every roll of it I've ever seen. That tactician that we've had, the one that spawns pellets as it goes through flight, might be good against something like binary, for example, but against any boy with a normal old health bar, they're not really going to care. So if you got it during progression, perfect for him. Perfect for a lot of big robot boys and small health bar boys, probably. But I don't know about taking it against a raid. I could be wrong on that. This thing could be pretty good, too. But yeah, no, it is element locked, so I don't know. I did also try to shoot Toto while I was in that Vora fight. It did not feel worth it. Like, hold on, let me do it again real quick for the funny. Let me do it with the white snake effect as well. There we go. I mean, it's a little bit of health bar movement, honestly, to be fair. It's not nothing. Okay, maybe for shield removal. Maybe someone like Pyro Pete would enjoy this. Hold on. I mean, that's pretty nice. Oh, that sucks. That's unfortunate. How did he go? What happened? I mean, that is the way of one life, but what happened to him? Okay. So yeah, this thing actually is kind of pretty fun against someone like Pete. Okay, so something I have noticed about turrets. These missiles definitely cause people to stagger. So if you're ever in a situation like Vora fight where you don't want a mob to move because you have them stuck between two of your turrets, maybe don't spec Scorched Earth. But if you're okay with enemies just getting staggered a bunch, then yeah, Scorched Earth is definitely worth it. It adds a ton of DPS to turret as well, alongside the knockback that it does. So that's pretty nice. And also, we kind of caught Pete in the most unfortunate way. He's kind of just hanging out. Don't really know if I should finish this fight or just let him live, because our DPS isn't incredible. There's probably better equipment out there, or just like a more optimized build I could be using for this. But at this point, I am kind of just interested in looking at the equipment more than like building a full build out. Like this Dominator that we saw a while ago, and I was curious about. Oh, jeez. Okay, so that's just like a baby explosive version of the Flesh Ripper, for example. The complementary, we saw this in the vendor, gets super accurate with a high pellet count. Like, that's just neat as well. We have a Master Blaster. I'm assuming that this is just... okay, it's explosive and non-element? No, it's just non-element. But like that fire rate, though. Okay, so here... let's test out the Piranha and the 76 a little bit. So the Piranha should just... yeah, it does this, which I think is super neat. I definitely need to support its damage better, though. So let's put on something that'll actually help it. Mouthwash. Maybe the Soldier Calm. Go ahead and put out turrets to help with DPS. And yeah, turret DPS in this mod is actually like really good too. I do appreciate how strong they are alongside your actual normal damage. But like yeah, this does just fine. This feels real good. How about the 76? That feels like not a lot. Like, even if I were to optimize that, that's damage versus just a basic psycho. Hold on. Is this not the funny OP gun I thought it would be? Maybe you can roll with a pellet multiplier on it? If it could, that would drastically increase its damage. Nope. Okay. Well, that's fair. That would make it a lot, debatably too much stronger, probably. Huh. I don't know. I might just be using it poorly, but I feel like throwing it at a basic psycho and it not really getting rid of him. I mean, I know it spawns the extra 2 pellets, but the 2 pellets kind of just fly off and do their own thing a lot of the time. That's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Alright, Starburst and Predator, you're up. Put turrets out for support. That fire rate feels good with Metal Storm. I mean, you know, and I know that applying slag would help out a bunch, which, to be fair, yeah, 76 would have also gotten help from slag more. But, like, you know, feels pretty nice. How about our Deliverance clone? It kind of has trouble hitting enemies. Okay, so it might just be kind of an awkward use case gun. Maybe, like, I don't even know. I don't know what it could do. Well, we saw the behemoth. We know what the behemoth did. It could bump up our toothpick real quick. A lot of the stuff in this mod feels pretty decent, though. I do want to say that before it seems like everything's kind of just eh. Here at OP10, without like really thinking about it too hard and kind of just running at dudes, everything's pretty well satisfactory, I gotta say. Our OP10 rating potential is pretty good. Like, we survive really well. Oh, this is a flamethrower. But yeah, our OP10 rating potential is actually like pretty good. Our survivability is good. If we could really like min-max harder into our damage, maybe things would feel nicer. Because I really was just full spec for healing and for tankiness whenever we were doing our Terra and Arvora. I could have on a Fire Relic. We could put on something else that buffs our damage a bit more. Really anything. So, yeah. Let's try that a little bit. Let me go ahead and put this to max level and quality, and then just run back over. Okay, so Obliteration giving 42% fire damage and 51% status effect chance. That might help with slag application, I guess. And then I'll probably still stack Whitesnake into Flesh Ripper, and then just do that for our DPS. And then I don't know what I want to run for damage. Maybe the Slayer just for the Battlefront and the mag, like the mag size and stuff. Possibly. We don't really have a lot of potential reflect kills that we can do on this character because they got rid of a lot of the reflective surfaced enemies and raids and stuff and just kind of made them exist. So there's no real reflect killing of raid bosses we're going to be doing. Maybe on Incinerator you could. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay, so yeah, killing him right as rock phase was starting seems pretty solid to me. Let's go ahead and put on that reversal, put on Juggernaut for a bunch of max shield. 25% deflect chance from this, 220%, 26% damage reduction, plus 1170% deflected bullet damage to enemy, paired with maximum of 80% bullet resist and deflect chance over here. Should equate to almost guaranteed reflex, if not guaranteed. I guess we'll find out. Kinda wish I had that funny little fire rate pistol that we had. Are you an infinity replacement? You were an infinity replacement. Alright. Cool. I'm so glad that this vendor edit mod works with loot limit codes. That's so cool. Okay, so yeah, there is a lot of room for improvement for our DPS. You can min-max by stacking White Snake onto other guns. There's probably a couple legendaries or other pearls that we haven't seen that exist that can do good stuff too. We feel super tanky, relatively regardless of what I pick to wear, which is kind of nice, but we can just full spec tank as well if we want to just be Giga Thick Boy. So that is also an option in the mod. And I like having all of these options. This all feels good to me. Wait, why did you fly away? No, come back, coward. Wait. No, you land. Touch floor. Thank you. Okay, so the reflect thing might not work how we want it to. There's just I'm just gonna put it out there. Quite possibly, quite theoretically, this might not do the thing very well. Hold on. Although turrets are trying to kill, and turrets are actually doing a pretty good job at trying to kill. Turrets can kill dragons, confirmed. Okay, yeah, no. I don't think a reflect kill is viable. There's just no way. I wonder if, like, Maya or somebody has some skills that would make that feel good. But I don't think here on Axton that this is gonna be a thing. I could probably commit to the fight, though. So, yeah. I think we're gonna go ahead and just kind of be wrapping it up here. Everything feels pretty good. Everything feels nice, like damage is reliable. Most of the unique items feel decent, at least. Some of them might be a little on the weaker side, unfortunately, but like, overall, the majority of stuff just is neat and at least good. So, pretty much everything you'd want from a mod. It makes sense that this was a base for a lot of other mods. Or at least a couple, I guess. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this has been really fun. I do appreciate the fact that turrets actually do have really nice DPS here in late game. I know I don't have a heavy ordnance spec, but I imagine giving them 20% more damage, fire rate, bullet speed, and double shot chance and stuff would probably help a lot as well. But I also don't really know if I need to test that anymore. Because, I mean, they were capable of doing, like, good damage to dragons still, either way. And yeah, damage feels nice, progression felt pretty nice, too. I kind of wish I got more XP in UVHM, but doesn't everybody? So, can't complain about anything. This was a fun mod. Day 8.